Disney's Snow White remake is an absolute disaster, and the media is blaming Gal Gadot while protecting Rachel Zegler. So this is all a big mess right here. Going to get into it. So tickets are on sale now, and guess what? They're not selling now. People are posting screenshots and stuff all over the place of empty theaters, and it's honestly embarrassing at this point. You see, Disney has no clue to how to market this film and stuff. You see, they're completely lost. I mean, they literally shipped off Rachel Zegler to Japan. And think about that for a second. They sent Rachel Zegler, the lead actress, halfway across the world. Why? Well, because they just don't want to know. Well, actually, just don't know what else to do with her. I mean, let's be real. Rachel Zegler will be back though, but don't worry. Rachel Zegler will show up for the LA red carpet premiere, which, by the way, has zero press lined up for it. Nothing. That's how bad it's gotten. But here's something that's even weirder going on that needs to be talked about and addressed. And it's the fact that here's the thing that caught a lot of our attention. A lot of the shill media, yes, I'm talking about the same folks who are always, bending over backwards to simply go ahead and defend Disney no matter what. They're starting to shift the blame of this movie's failure away from Rachel Zegler and put it all on Gal Gadot. Now, why on earth would they do that? And I mean, it just simply makes no sense. You see, Gal Gadot hasn't done anything wrong here. You see, Gal Gadot is just there to collect a paycheck. That she did a job, and now she's promoting the movie itself. I mean, let's be real. Gal Gadot didn't write this disaster, and she definitely didn't, direct it. And she's also not the one who stated that, this film is woke. But it's simply put, she's just not just doing her thing. Meanwhile, Rachel Zegler is the one who's actually been running her mouth and saying a lot of dumb stuff that simply keeps digging the movie's grave even deeper. Okay, yet suddenly, I mean, Gal Gadot was the one getting thrown under the bus. I mean, it's funny, also funny to me because this whole situation is just bizarre. Okay, Variety put out an article recently trying to go ahead and paint Gal Gadot as some sort of problem, as the villain, not only in the movie. Like, really, why would you go and do that? You see, Gal Gadot has been nothing but professional, okay? Gadot is just out there just doing the promotion like any actor would. And Rachel Zegler, on the other hand, I mean, my goodness. You see, she's the one who's actually been nonstop controversial, okay? Now, every time Rachel Zegler opens her mouth, it's like, another nail in the coffin for the Snow White remake. But I mean, here we are simply watching the media try to pin the blame on Gal Gadot, okay? And that's the unfortunate part, but at the same time, it seems to me they're actually lining up in the pockets of Bob Iger and Disney. And I don't think this is coming from Disney, though. Usually, Disney will put out little mandates to their media buddies and get them to go ahead and play ball, but I don't think that's what's happening here because they're still sending Gal Gadot out for press. Now, Gal Gadot has been making the rounds on the Tonight Show, Good Morning America, all of that. You see, whereas meanwhile Rachel Zegler is doing press in Japan where no one's gonna grill her or call her out. It's all softball questions over there, but it's no surprise. But at the same time, it's just strange, and I have to wonder why exactly is this narrative popping up. I mean, maybe it's Gal Gadot accepted the ADL award recently. For those who don't know, the ADL is just basically a pretty controversial organization to many, and to some others, and so don't really care about it. Now they're very anti. Like a lot of people say, they're very anti-free speech, and I'm not about that. But whatever. I mean, you don't see Gal Gadot bringing any of that into her Snow White promotion. She's simply just doing her job and keeping it professional. Now, Rachel Zegler, on the other hand, has been, openly political for years, especially when it actually comes to the whole, Middle Eastern conflict thing. Now, Rachel Zegler is always making her stance known, and quite frankly, honestly, it just doesn't belong in a movie promotion, let alone in Hollywood itself. Yet, here we are. Now, people are sick of, you see, they're not interested in political grandstanding when they just simply want to know about a movie. Now, remember that one Oscar clip where they walked out, both Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot were on stage together? Now, you can practically feel the tension between them. Okay, it was awkward to say the least, and anyone watching could actually tell that they're not exactly the best buddies. You see, it's not just some internet conspiracy. You could actually see it plain as day. But the media now wants to make Gal Gadot the villain. Now, probably because they're desperate to go ahead and rehabilitate Rachel Zegler's, image. And if you ask me, it's pretty pathetic. Now, the backlash against Snow White was never about Gal Gadot, okay? No Gal Gadot's heritage or religion. It's always been about how Disney decided to go ahead to handle this remake and how Rachel Zegler treated the legacy of the original film itself. I mean, that's what people are mad about. You see, Rachel Zegler, went on about how the prince was a stalker and pretty much trashed the entire concept of the original story. Okay. Now, people love Snow White because it's a classic, plain and simple. It's not about, needing some sort of woke lecture, if you will, on how outdated it is. And nobody asked for that. I know I didn't. And what's also crazy is that they're still acting like Gal Gadot is somehow equally responsible for the backlash. Now, this is all nonsense right here. If you ask me, you have to dig pretty deep to find anything remotely controversial that Gal Gadot said. Okay. Whereas on the other hand, Rachel Zegler's comments are, front and center, plastered on official social media accounts, where she talked about Free Palestine. It's night and day, but the media is desperately trying to make it sound like both of them are the problem when in reality it's not it's just not true at all. Okay. Now, granted, there's no doubt that Snow White is going to be a complete flop at the box office. See, the trailers have been getting ratio like crazy, being ratio into oblivion, and every new clip just makes it worse. You see, they even put out this new acoustic version of, Whistle While You Work, and it's actually a lot of people like it and everything. I haven't heard it yet, but I mean, I'll give Rachel Zegler that she can sing and stuff, but it's not enough to go ahead and save this mess that she brought upon the company as well as the movie itself. Now, if you were to go through the comments and stuff, and it's nothing about but people trashing the movie and calling out Disney for butchering the classic. Now, then there's also the just to add to the chaos, they released the Lilo and Stitch trailer today. That one I didn't, I thought it looked good. It's actually not bad. It's CGI, but at least it doesn't seem to be stirring up the same kind of drama. Now, maybe that one would just do okay, but Snow White, I mean, it basically is toast at this point, and it's dead in the water before it even hits theaters. But at this point, it's actually clear that Disney has completely lost touch with their audience. You see, they've been on this woke crusade and everything under Bob Iger for so long that they forgot why people love their movies in the first place. Now, I'm be honest with you, it wasn't even about politics or pushing agendas. It was about storytelling, charm and just plain fun and stuff. That's just what people want back. But until Disney gets the message about putting the message out there, they're going to keep taking these L's at the box office. Okay, so let me know what you all think. Are you actually planning to see Snow White starring Rachel Zegler, or are you just going to go ahead and just watch it crash and burn from a dentist like me or the rest of us? Hit me up in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for future notifications. Until then, peace.